How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins Linear Bounded Phenogram. We are in the bonus route, which follows, Nai. Yeah, Nai. I kind of forgot her name there for a moment, but yes. We're following Nai. It is a year after the events of Steins Gate. Mayuri is dead, Nai's father is dead, and we're calling Daru an uncle. Which, I guess that's fine, because I think she called Okabe an uncle as well, but that's besides the point. She actually ran across Daru and is asking questions, you know, what happened, this and that. And, well, she has access to the old lab, to the whole building, really. She owns it now, with everything being passed down to her. And Daru, I guess, is, you know, kind of interested in that fact. Uncle Daru thought it over for about 30 minutes before finally accepting my request. I'm going to send a D-mail to the past. Oh yeah, I guess that's also happening. According to Daru, the results can be unpredictable. It could go well, causing a big change that affects everything from the past to the future, but it could also change nothing at all. Also, even if we changed the past, Daru and I wouldn't be able to sense the change, even though we sent the message. Apparently, only one person can perceive the changes to the world, and that's Uncle Okarin. I thought to myself, what's the point if you don't know you made a change? But I worried any complaints might make Uncle Daru change his mind. I am worried maybe, so I keep quiet.
つか、マジで見張りがいるん？
あんまり頭出したら見つかっちゃうよ。
Daru and I are near my dad's building. We peek at it from a covered spot. It's only early evening, but there's barely anyone on the street. As far as I can tell, there's been no change to the building.
そこまで暇かな、連中。
でもさっきダルおじさん追われてたし、あの人たちダルおじさんを見失った後こっちに来てるかもしれないよ。
I quickly grabbed Daru's hand to pull him back into cover.
今いた。
マジ？
お父さんのビルのハス向かいの雑居ビル。その3階はね、空室になってるはずなんだけど、たまに人影が見えるの。今もそこにいた。一人じゃない。3人くらい。黒服だ。
どれどれ。
Daru peeks out to check, looking where I told him to. He immediately pulls back.
マジでいたし。
またダルおじさんのこと私が助けたね。もしおじさんが一人であのビルに向かってたら今頃黒服に捕まってたよ。
もしかしてナイちゃんし、僕のこと好きなん？好きじゃなきゃ JC が3回も僕を助けてくれたりするはずがないよ。
Why does he always say such weird stuff? Does he ever take things seriously? He does, it's just in his own weird way of phrasing. No, I guess Uncle Okarin was the same way.
他に中に入る方法はあるかな？隣のビルから飛び移るとか。
Sorry, I was getting a drink. Similar multi-tenant buildings stand to either side of Dad's building. There's so little space between them that people couldn't even walk through it.
そういえば、ラボのトイレの窓を開けたら裏のビルの窓が見えたお。裏つか表？昌平橋通り沿いのビル、ラーメン屋の2軒ぐらい隣。
そっちからならこっそり中に入れるかもしれないね。
Once we're inside, we'll be fine. As long as we don't turn on lights or make loud noises, nobody outside would be able to tell that we were there. I feel nervous, like I've become a spy, but I also feel excited at the same time. Or I did, but... What the fuck is happening here? Oh god.
台無しだ。
In front of my eyes is the butt of a very fat man. It's hard to look at his plump legs kicking and struggling not to think of a pig. The gap from the hall of the rear building to the lab window was only about 20 centimeters. By sheer luck, the lab bathroom window wasn't locked either. Daru immediately tried to squeeze from one window to the other, but
太りすぎだよ、ダルおじさん。
his big belly and butt are stuck in the small window frame.
そういう感想いいんで、ないちゃんし、なんとかして。
なんとかしてって言われても。
What am I supposed to do? I don't want to touch him. But at this rate, the agents will find us. I guess I have no choice.
じゃあ、押します。
This is, interesting. I push on his large butt with both hands. It feels like my hands are sinking into his fat. It gives me chills. My arms are covered in goosebumps.
ああ、いい感じだお。もっと強く押してくれて OK っす。
What the
たま
fuck,
に
dude?
さすってくれたらなおよし。
What the fuck? No matter how much I push, he won't budge. I think about just giving up and leaving him here. But if I did that, I wouldn't learn anything. And that's the last thing I want.
この
I need to give this my all. This time I try pushing not with just my hands, but my shoulder too.
無表。あ、ダメ。女子中学生にそんなところ触られたら、僕の股間が不調点。
Yes, hello police? I ignore Daru's words and push with my whole body, with all my strength.
で、あ、いた、いたたた、たまたま、待って、引っかかって。ああ。
What? What was that? It took a lot of effort, but I finally managed to shove Daru through the window and sneak into the lab. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna ask what that was. I'm just not. And nobody should either. Being careful not to get near the windows facing the street, I look around the room. Unsurprisingly, everything is covered by 2 years' worth of dust. An Upa stuffed toy. Lots of junk I don't recognize. Complicated explanations and equations written on a whiteboard.
ちっとも変わってない。
Is that blood on the floor, though? 2 years ago, during that wild summer, I came to visit this room several times. This place was always filled with voices. So many that it was kind of annoying, to be honest.
助手、実験の準備だ。
あのな、助手っていうなと何度言えば。てってれー、みんな、唐揚げ食べる？
Ah, the classic.
声が。
I felt as though I could still hear them. The voices of the lab members back then. But yeah, that is blood. The moment I notice a reddish-black stain on the floor, my feeling of nostalgia is blown away, or blown far away. I know what that stain is, so I avert my eyes.
まんま残してあるかと思ったけど、さすがに甘かったっぽい。
Daru softly walks further into the room.
僕の使ってた PC とか電話レンジとかは持ってかれちゃってるよ。
タイムマシン作れないの？
それは42型次第。
42-inch TV. Uncle Daru seems really fixated on that. It sounds like the big 42-inch brawn tube TV from Dad's shop is absolutely necessary for the time machine. Maybe that has to be turned on for it to work properly.
お、 この穴使えるんじゃね?
That is quite the fucking hole. What the hell? Uncle Daru crouches down on the spot. The floor was broken up in that place, and there's an open hole.
そんな穴いつ開けたの？
実験してた時。でもわざとじゃなくてちょっとした手違いっつうか。
お父さんに話しましたか？
無理無理。床に穴開けたなんて正直に言ったらここから追い出されてたんじゃね？
はあ。
Sheesh. He's looking inside the hole.
そうやってお父さんのこと覗き見してたんだ。
Now hold up. I know we're in a serious situation, but oh wait, I can't receive mail right now.
ねえよ。
Never mind. I was gonna check the phone, but we
い
can't.
やこの穴を貫通させられたらさ、下の店に入れるっしょ？
そっか。黒服がいるから外からじゃお店に入れないもんね。
But we can't turn on the 42-inch without entering the store. To turn it on, you'd have to flip the electrical switchboard in the back of the store to on, and then push the power switch to the 42-inch TV.
いいよいいよ。この穴うまくやれば貫通させられるっぽい。
Daru stands up and brushes the dust from his hands. His clothes are covered in dust too, but he doesn't seem to care.
鉄骨とかパイプとかあったら無理だろうなって思ってたけど、そういうのもうまく避けてくれてる。すごい偶然だお。こりゃあオカリンじゃなくてもなんとかゲートの選択だ。ふわっはっはっはって言いたくなるかも。
Maybe we shouldn't be making a shit ton of noise either. Okay, we can check our phone now. It's Lukaku. Thanks for the compliment, but you're pretty good at cooking right now, Nai-chan. I certainly wasn't that good at your age. Guess that's continuing on with this conversation. But that's not important. Daru tiredly sits down on the sofa and dust flies everywhere. It almost makes me cough, so I rush to cover my mouth. The agents are outside. We can't make any noise.
まあそれ以上に電話レンジをゼロから作り直しっつうヘビーな作業が待ってるわけだが。
できそう？
やり方は分かってるんだけどね。もし全部うまくいったとしても、だからって D メールが確実に送れるようになるかは出たとこ勝負だお。
そうなんだ。
But I've already jumped into this. Uncle Daru probably doesn't intend to give up here either. He went through a lot to get to this lab.
手伝えることがあったら言ってください。何でもやります。
This won't be like 2 years ago. I'm not just going to wait at home again. Hell yeah, action.
ただいま。
I got home pretty late. It had been a busy late. A bit? Huh? This might actually be the first time I've gotten home this late since I started living at the Akiha house. Household, that is. Daru said he'll be sleeping over in the lab for a while. I'm worried that the agents will find him, but after he mentioned how hard it would be to fit through that tiny window again, I agreed to leave him there.
ナエちゃん、遅かったのね。
Aunt Chikane greets me. Uncle Yukitaka... Wow, yeah, that name still gives me a hard time. Yukitaka is still at work, though.
ごめんなさい。
制服、すごく汚れているわよ。
大丈夫だから。
そう？クリーニング出すなら言ってね。夕飯ができているから早く着替えていらっしゃい。
Normally, we'd have already finished eating dinner by now. Aunt Chikane must have waited for me to come home. Feeling bad, I hurried to change my clothes. My uniform is dirtier than I thought.
なえ、入っていいかにゃ？あ、どうぞ。
It's Rumiho.
おかえりにゃ。遅かったね。
Rumiho is different. She always wears a cat ear hairband and sticks nyas and nyans at the end of things. She told me before that she's been in character ever since becoming the Rhinet Access Battlers champion. But I feel like that isn't a good reason to say nyan nyan all the time. There's not really any good reason to say that sort of shit all the time. If there's even one. I wonder if she talks like this when she's working at her company.
紙。え？ゴミがついてるにゃ。
I hurriedly try to brush whatever it is out. I hope it's not a spider web. That'd be so gross. I want to hurry up and take a bath.
寄り道してたのにゃ。もしかして男の子とデート？え、違うよ。
I wonder if people thought Daru and I were on a date when we were walking around town. No. Far from. Very far from. That would be awful.
じゃあ、お友達とお茶でもしてたにゃ？じゃなくて、
I quickly turn away from Rumiho, pretending like I'm really focused on changing my clothes.
学校終わってから使ってない教室の掃除をさせられちゃったの。
That's a pretty good excuse. I'd roll with that. I lied. I wonder why.
そっか。苗が道草食って帰ってきた記念にケーキでも買いに行こうと思ったんだけどにゃ。記念？そういうのって楽しいでしょ？苗にはもっともっと遊んでほしいにゃ。ルミホ姉ちゃん。私、いつもは部活でヘトヘトだよ。にゃふふ、そうだったにゃ。さあ、早く手を洗ってくるにゃ。ママがお待ちかねだにゃ。
After watching Rumiho leave the room, I let out a small sigh. It's impossible to lie to her. She can see through even the smallest lie. But still, it's not like Daru said I shouldn't tell anyone what I did. Besides, Rumiho was a lab mem too. She must have gotten along well with Daru, Okarin, and the others. I guess that means I probably shouldn't have told her, or should have told her. So why did I decide to lie? Beats me.
よいしょっと。
I slide my body through the narrow bathroom window. One wrong step would have me falling face first, into the toilet, so I have to be careful. If only I could set up some sort of safety foothold. Even something thrown together would help. But I guess I should have realized how inconvenient it is to enter and exit through the bathroom. And even worse, what if Daru was on the toilet when I opened the window? I don't know what I'd do. That would be the absolute worst. I don't even want to think about it. Daru's large body is sprawled out on the sofa. I thought he was sleeping, but...
ナイちゃんし、買ってきてくれた。
He senses my presence and quickly sits up.
これでいい？
Yesterday, he handed me money and asked me to buy food. It seems Daru intends to work in here for a while without leaving, which made going shopping my job.
いやー、助かったお。昨日の夕方から何にも食べてなかったんで、腹が減りすぎてエロ画像回されなかったっつうか。
What?
お金足りた？
もらった分は全部使った。
I only have 7 yen in change. When I try to hand it to him,
釣りはいらないんで、取っといて。
別にいい。
yeah, it's basically what, like a nickel? What's our message here? Ah. Hiroki accidentally caught a cold. He's out of action. I can't believe it. I told him to go home and rest. Never thought this happened. Alright, what's our reply? I'm worried about Hiroki. Maybe I should visit, but I also don't want to be annoying. I hope he gets well soon. I do like how they really incorporate their butler there as kind of a member of the family. It is a good home for her, for Nai. given everything that has happened to her. It truly is a home that she, and a family that she can actually confide in. I don't want him thinking a mere 7 yen is enough to make us even anyway. I put the change on top of the table.
ちなみにナイちゃん氏、料理はするん？
前はしてたけど今はしない。
ほうほう。つまり JC の手作り弁当を振る舞ってもらえる可能性がビレゾン？
ビレ？
As usual, Daru is making a big deal over something unimportant. Then he opens up a convenience store bento and starts eating. Is it even good cold?
あ、そうそう。んでさ、ナイちゃん氏に他にもいろいろ買い出ししてきてほしいんだよね。
まだ食べるの？
I bought enough snacks and meals to last 2 or 3 days.
じゃなくてさ、実は水が重要っぽいことに気づいたっつうか、何が言いたいかというと、水道が止まってるわな。
What about the bathroom?
次の買い出しでは水たくさん買ってきて。
うん。
あと食料以外にも必要なものがあるっつうか、これから電話レンジ作るわけだけど、それに必要なもの。
I see. That stuff isn't going to buy itself after all.
わかった。何を買ってくればいいか教えて。
とりあえず空き缶のパーツショップで大体のものは揃うはずだお。日曜大工系の道具も必要っぽい。それと。
Wait. Oh my god. Well, this is something. I've been fooled. Are we even allowed here? I'm at a shop for books called Dojinshi in the otaku holy land of Nakano. I've never been to a place like this. I'm so embarrassed. All the customers are men. Why is this even important, to be completely honest? On the shelf at the back, there are tons of books lined up with pictures of girls in lewd poses. Daru's shopping list can be divided into 3 basic categories. First are parts. And these could be found in Akihabara, and thanks to Daru's detailed list, I was able to buy them all without any issue. The second are do-it-yourself hobby tools. Things like saws and pliers. And the last one...
虎の穴でガンバレルのロゼッタ本っての買ってきて。きしめんやってサークル名ね。間違えないように。絶対3冊確保してきて。18金じゃないからナイちゃん氏でも買えるお。
Apparently this is important. I thought he was pretty irresponsible making me buy Dojinshi at a time like this. But I didn't want him to keep me from sending a D-mail because I didn't do as he asked. But now that I've made it all the way to Nakano, if it was gonna be like this, I would have told him no. I shouldn't have believed him that it would be okay just because it's not porn. It's my first time visiting a store like this, so I had no idea what to expect. Even if the book Daru wants isn't pornographic, there are tons of perverted things being sold here. With all these gross books, how am I supposed to find the one he wants? I don't feel very confident. What should I do? I couldn't go any further inside. I stood right at the entrance staring at the floor. And it seems like one of the employees keeps glancing over at me. I'm a kid, no matter how you look at me. I might end up being scolded for visiting a place like this. That would probably make this easier. It would be a good reason for me to not buy Daru's books. Still, if I go back empty-handed, Daru might think that I'm useless. That would be bad too. I don't want people to think I'm useless just because I'm a kid. If I can't handle a little shopping, this isn't just general shopping though. I'm 100% gonna buy those books and bring them back. After psyching myself up, I raise my head and head straight to the counter. I look at the male employee straight in the eye, which seems to startle him.
すみません。
I feel my face growing bright red, but I can't worry about that now. The other customers are staring at me in surprise too, but I can't worry about that either.
サークルきしめん屋の頑張れるのロゼッタ棒を探しています。ありますか？同じものを3冊ください。
The employee's smile is stiff. I'm sure my face is stiff too. At least we're out of there. I feel exhausted considering I only went shopping. Uncle Daru's so underhanded. He was definitely trying to tease me. Is it because I forced him to let me help? But I won't back down, no matter what.
買ってきた。
Well, yeah, we're back here, we got what we needed, and we have mail. Kiriki will be fine. Mama said she'd go and check up on him. If you're really worried, just tell him you're glad he's better the next time you see him. That is the best thing to do. Let people rest, you don't have to go and visit them.
マジで？
When I hold out the dojinshi, Daru looks very surprised.
つか、ダメ元で頼んだのに、本当に手に入れてくるなんて、なえちゃんし、パネス。人にはできないことを平然とやってのける。そこに火力。ちなみになえちゃんし、トラは初めて？ちょっとお店に行った感想なんかを僕に聞かせてくれないかな。できるだけ詳しく。
What? Why is that important? Why do we need to do that?
店員さんが親切だった。
店員に話しかけるとか、コミュ障じゃ絶対できない大技をかますなんて、なえちゃんし、恐ろしい子。
That's what I did. I actually went to the Faku booth over at Anime Expo 2018, and I needed opinions, you know? I needed to know what to buy. So I came back with some true, pure gold dojinshi and some futanari, which, you know, me and my friend, we got for a friend who couldn't come with us, and he wasn't so fond of what we got him, but it's okay. Apparently, introverts do not talk to employees and get their opinions on what to buy. But holy shit, I probably should have asked for an opinion on what to buy there. Actually, we were in another booth, and we were asking, like, hey, you know, we're trying to get something for our friend. What do you recommend? And it was actually an eroge booth. Yeah, there was some straight-up eroge. There was body pillows, too. Or dakimaris, or whatever they're actually called. And some other materials, and we were recommended Euphoria. Yeah, good times, good times. Also, never send a child to go to any of those shops, please. Daru ignores the parts I bought for him to read over the dojinshi. Worse yet, he's saying weird stuff the whole time.
無評！アルチーの頑張れる本とか、絶対将来プレミアム賞。しかもまさかのヒエロだしなおさら。
Alright, we have mail again. Mako-chan. Night-chan, it's me, Mako, studying for test stinks. I'd rather go to morning practice. Anyway, let's have a study session in the library after class tomorrow. And sorry I have to do something. Also, when I study with you, I end up teaching you the whole time. Well, here's something that you guys probably did not know. But teaching somebody or helping them study will reinforce the ideas of the stuff that you know. You'll definitely remember that stuff.
つうか、僕の予想が正しければ、来年は絶対頑張れるが来るね、間違いない。スタッフとかガチすぎ、日本で放送してないのがありえないレベル。
God damn, let me get a drink. To me, Daru looks like a strange animal. There's nobody this weird at my school. The thought never crossed my mind 2 years ago. I didn't know he was so ridiculous. Oh, that's right. This whole shit is not a year after. It's 2 years. Jeez. I really gotta keep up on the lore. Although back then, I couldn't really handle Okarin or Daru, so I avoided talking to them. That's probably why I didn't get to know them. But I knew back then that he'd be hard to deal with. You could say it's instinctual repulsion. Alright. If Daru was a friend around my age, I'd break off the friendship instantly. But it's not that bad if I look at it like fantasy. Like the White Rabbit that Alice met. Or maybe more like Peter Pan who appeared at Wendy's house. That's what kind of person Uncle Daru is to me.
タイムマシン作らないの？
明日から本気出す。
Does he actually mean that? I feel like I wasted my Saturday right before tests start, no less. Yeah, probably. Oh, we're down here. 2 years ago. I guess we're back here. After Dad's funeral ended, I was curled up all alone, surrounded by CRT TVs. I don't remember this part at all, but apparently I spent 2 days without eating or drinking and was on the verge of dehydration. I just thought that Dad would come home if I stayed there, so I sat in his shop waiting the whole time. I kept calling out for him in a quiet voice. But I eventually started to lose consciousness. I closed my eyes and everything went black. It felt as though I just kept falling and falling down a huge pit. I started to understand how Alice felt when she was falling with the White Rabbit. But I didn't have the strength to scream. I got really scared, thinking that I'd just keep falling, and my body would be torn to pieces. Right then, I heard someone calling to me. When I opened my eyes, Rumiho was there, looking like she was about to cry.
一緒に来る？一緒においで。
Rumiho took me by the hand and welcomed me into the Akiha family. Daru really did start working the next day, alright. Despite spending over 2 hours poring over all 16 pages of his thin doujinshi the day before. This morning, when I came to the lab,
電子レンジ。
there was a small compact microwave at the back of the room.
誰がいつの間に？まさかオカリンおじさん？
いや、オカリンは来てねえし。でも僕らのワルキューレの活動にはさ、支援者は結構いるんだよね。
ワルキューレ？
簡単に言うとサークル名みたいなもんつうか。それ以上は聞かない方が身のためだ。あんま喋っちゃダメな決まりになってるんで。
It's always hard to tell whether Daru's lying or telling the truth.
で、その支援者のみんなにさ、今日の朝一番で持ってきてもらったわけ。いやー、トイレの窓を音立てずに通すのは苦労したお。
The parts I bought yesterday are also spread about the room.
どれくらいで作れる？
あんま大きな音立てられんし、夜は光が漏れちゃうから作業できんし。いろいろ考えると、1週間でできればいい方じゃね？1
週間。
Exam week starts tomorrow. That'll let me leave school earlier than usual, but what about studying for my tests? No, I can study through the night if that's what it takes. I've never stayed up late for a whole week, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh yeah,
私は
nothing.
何をすればいい？
もちろん、ナイちゃん氏にも仕事は用意してあるお。
本当？
And we have mail. Alright. I forgot to ask you earlier, will you be home for lunch today? If so, I'll whip you up something for you. Also, next week after your tests are done, I'm gonna take you out to eat something delicious. Alright. I'll be eating lunch with my friends, so I'm fine. Thanks, though. Hey, but we have next week to look forward to for a few reasons now. That's good. I figured he would just have me go shopping, and I'd just have to sit around otherwise. So I'm kind of happy to hear about that.
君には穴を広げてもらうわけだが。
穴を広げる？
あ、今のもう一回言ってくんね。
Oh my god, dude.
泣きそうな
Stop.
感じで。
広げる。
そっちじゃなく。
穴。
まとめてプリーズ。
穴ってそこの床に開いてる穴？
おう、冷たいお目目でスルー来てこれ。
I crouch down in the dim room and look down through the hole in the floor. I can't see the store below. Though I guess that's obvious since it doesn't pass all the way through. I mean, if it did, then Mr.
今
Braun
回
would
の
have
ミッシ
seen
ョン
that
さ、
shit.
ブラウン管工房に行けないと話が始まらないんだお。だからナイちゃん氏にはその穴を貫通させて人が通れる大きさまで拡張してもらいたいわけだが、しかも音を立てずに。
So that's why those do-it-yourself tools were necessary. But I feel like it won't be possible without making noise.
貫通させて拡張、あとはわかるな。貫通させて拡張。
なんで2回言ったの？
紳士的に言わざるを得なかったんだお。音を立てずに穴を貫通とか自分で言うのもなんだがエロすぎだろ。はあはあ。
Jesus Christ. He's breathing heavily for some reason.
小学生の頃、図工は結構得意だった。
I liked crafts better than arts anyway. Also, I can't say that I can't do it.
ま、僕が電話レンジ作ってる間に何とかしてくれたらいいんで。
That means there's a time limit. It needs to be done by the time Daru finishes his work. Can I even do that? No, I have to. I can't slow things down. True that. And to work we go. The hole luckily avoided the steel frame of the building. If I can cut through the second floor's floorboards, the first floor's ceiling boards, and any pipes running across, I'd be able to make it downstairs. The problem is using a saw without making noise is pretty difficult. But if I saw too slowly, I won't make any progress. I wonder if there's any trick to it. In the dim room, I look down as I quietly work.
ナイちゃん氏、なんでいきなりそんな無表情になってんの？なんか怖いっす。
True, my friends always tell me that I become expressionless when I focus. Doesn't anybody? But telling a girl that she's scary? Uncle Daru's the worst. Worse still, the room is pretty hot. No, let me correct myself. It's really hot. It's good that I brought work clothes today. I doubt I could stand the heat if I had to work in my uniform. But the sweat is still dripping off my forehead, turning into a little puddle on the floor. The windows are all kept closed to prevent the agents from seeing inside. And of course, there's no air conditioning. And even if we had an air conditioner, there's no electricity to turn it on.
あ、電気。タイムマシンを動かすのに電気が来てないとダメなんじゃ。
Well, isn't that why we're trying to get downstairs? Obviously, the building's power is all shut off right now. I haven't paid the electricity bill in 2 years after all. Same goes for water and gas. We don't need gas though, and we're using lots of bottled water for everything, including the toilet. Electricity is the one thing we can't do anything about. If we used a small generator like they have at festivals, it would make a ton of noise. They'd be sure to hear it from outside.
電気会社で手続きして再開してもらう？
いや、ちょい待ち。電気供給を再開するときにさ、作業員が来ちゃうんじゃね？
ああ。そしたらバレちゃうね。
What should we do?
そもそもナエちゃん氏、未成年だから手続きとかは保護者がやらんとダメっしょ。
そうなのかな。
あんま僕がここにいること他の人に知られたくないんだよね。
じゃあルミホ姉ちゃんに頼むのも無理だね。
ルミホ？誰それ？ナイちゃん氏お姉さんいたの？巨乳？アニメ声？
太郎おじさんもよく知ってる人だよ。本名 知らなかったの？
本名？え
2年前は、フェイリスニャンニャンさんっていう名前だった。
なんだと？
Daru suddenly opens his eyes wide in shock.
フェイリスさんの本名。
For some reason, he starts trembling.
ははは、やだな。フェイリスタンに本名なんてないよ。フェイリスタンはフェイリスタンだし、人違いじゃね？フェイリスタンはさ、ニャンニャン星から来た猫耳ライネッターなんだお。永遠の17歳なんだお。
God damn. Who's the real Chinubio now?
ダルおじさん、大丈夫？
Nope.
大丈夫だ、問題ない。ナイちゃんし、一つだけ覚えといて。社会の営みの中ではファンタジーも時には必要なファクターだってこと。
はあ。
僕はさ、あの夏週に一度はフェイリスタンにライネット AB で勝負を挑んでたんだお。当時フェイリスタンは負け知らずのライネットチャンプ。僕の実力じゃ全くかなわない雲の上の存在だったわけ。でも幸せだったお。フェイリスタンは僕だけの恋人で、いつでも僕のために対戦する時間を空けてくれたからさ。
ダルおじさんとルミホお姉ちゃん、恋人だったの？
No.
恋人っつうか、悲しい運命に引き裂かれた二人っつうか。
そうなんだ。
Oh, please don't believe him. Please. I'm shocked. But it's true that Rumiho is a strange girl. Strange people probably fall for other strange people. Though this does raise a few questions about her taste in men.
で、なんでナイちゃん氏はフェイリスタンのこと知ってんの？
私、ルミホお姉ちゃんの家に居候してるから。
フェイリスタンと呼びたまえ。
嫌です。
じゃあ、あっさり否定とか笑った。そしてナイちゃん氏は毎晩フェイリスタンと同じベッドで眠っているんですね。お姉様とロザリを交換した。
Is this some sort of joke? If it is, I should just drop this conversation. It's really not going anywhere, is it? Pointless talk won't change how hot it is in here. The water in the bottle I bought has already gotten lukewarm. God damn, Daru's really just, like, I mean, he's always been this weird. Or weird in general, really. The problem is that, like, I don't know, how do you say it? I don't know. I really don't know how to describe it. He's just, seemingly more weird because we're following Nai, who is a child. That's how I see it, I think. I don't know. Also, I think our days are messed up here on this, because that shouldn't be right. It's Sunday, right? That's literally what the mail was stating. The 8th was for a Sunday, right? I don't know. Like, I felt like the day was actually stated at some point. I don't know. Wouldn't it have made more sense if it was a Sunday? Because she wasn't there with her uniform or whatever. A Saturday was stated sometime in this episode too. I don't know. Who knows what's going on? But apparently tests are starting tomorrow. And we'll end the episode there. And yeah, I guess we have some progress going on the we have some progress going on the time machine, surprisingly. And we'll just keep tracking along and see whatever happens. So thank you all for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.